dating any OF model?
Oh, but this is my home.
Okay.
And then I ask her, one,
No.
what kind of content did you do? And two,
Yeah.
what was your reason for quitting? And that's where
Yeah.
things got kind of wild. She told me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say you work at a job for about like 7 hours a day.
Okay.
You collect your paycheck at the end of the week, and realistically, it's only enough to eat, sleep, and keep yourself mildly entertained until the next paycheck rolls around. It is an infuriating and depressing cycle. But not for Sophie Rain, bro. Let's be honest, when somebody says they're an OF creator, they're not exactly out here giving meal prep tutorials or running news segments. Sure, technically it is a possibility that it's not just explicit content that they are doing, but also, technically you can log on to the hub to look at videos of somebody playing Osu, but we both know that's not why you're there. I personally don't believe that.
How do you know that? Would you look that up on there before? Like, why do you know that?
Any creator has ever signed up to be your school teacher, your parent, or your librarian. So this obviously is not going to be a video on the moral standings of OnlyFans. It's more so a video on if it's something I want for myself and my partner. And I can tell you firsthand, not something I want for me or my partner. I'm gonna just be real with you. I only say that because regrettably so, I have experience with that. Some of you guys might actually remember this girl. She's in my 6 Girls to Never Date video. She is also a part of the 4 videos I've had to delete this year because I am just now finding out that when you're making a story time, you can change people's names, you can change people's faces, you can even leave parts out of the story to make them look a little bit better, and they still have a problem with it. I will let you guys guess which girl she was in that story, but I promise you it's really not that hard to figure it out. Now, before we met, she was an OF creator. Keyword before. And since the amount of people that are at home that are actively trying to be an OF creator is rising, I kept finding myself in talking stages or pre-dating stages with these people, but eventually I would catch wind of it and just leave. I can talk to an OF creator, I feel like, right? I'll probably even smash one, but dating one is an entirely different ballpark, let alone being in a committed relationship. Nah, bro, no. So I'd been in a serious relationship with this girl for about 2 months, and when she first told me that she used to be an OF creator, my first instinct, break it off, right then and there. We're dating for 2 months, and you just now tell me? Are you serious? But, and I swear it's always this shit, bro. The crying got me. Like, it just got me, bro. Like, what are you supposed to do when a girl who's like half your size is crying in front of you? It makes all of the reasons and excuses that she's giving you seem kind of like reasonable. And the reasons she gave me were like, oh, I didn't do any content with other men. It was just me and my it was just me and my toys and my camera, bro.
Whoa, whoa. It was just you and your toys and your camera. It was no one else. It was just me, though.
What was I supposed to do with that? So I think to myself, I take a deep breath, and then I ask her, one, what kind of content did you do? And two, what was your reason for quitting? And that's where things got kind of wild. She told me that her content was different because she was making transformative content and connecting with viewers on a personal level to help them become better versions of themselves. I asked her to show me said video, and the only thing that could have been transformative was the post-nut clarity somebody would have felt afterwards. She wasn't on camera giving inspirational speeches. Exactly what you think you'll find when you go to an OF creator's page is exactly what you found. She said she deleted her account because it wasn't an accurate representation of what she could offer society. And that's a sentiment I could respect. I've always believed that people are at least 70% more capable of what they show you. So like the stupid, enlightened little simp moron that I was, I stayed. Luckily, she didn't have like a huge following, so I was never out in public with her and people were recognizing her. Can you imagine some dude walking up to you and your girlfriend at the mall like, hey, aren't you Toe Goddess 956? Oh my God, kill me!
Whoa. Toe Goddess 96 is crazy, bro.
Here's a reality, though. Think of 10 problems you'd expect when dating an OF creator. Now double it and pass it to your therapist. You become much more hypercritical on what she wears, where she goes, who she hangs out with, and also more notably the things that she says. For instance, when she says, I love you so much, baby, in your mind you're going, without a subscription? And it's like, me personally, I don't really care how you feel about it. This is just my fucking belief. You are welcome to have your own. I don't like having a girlfriend that other guys have had so much fucking access to, bro. Like, I don't like it. I remember sitting in the car with this girl, right? And we got into the conversation of, like, body counts. And she would not even tell me what her body count was.
Oh, yeah, Def 30.
It doesn't have any effect on who the person is and what they're capable of. And I'm like, your body count definitely does have direct correlation with what you're capable of. Statistically speaking, people with higher body counts are less likely to be able to maintain a long-term healthy relationship. They've been with so many people in the intimate way that their value on intimacy when it comes to relationships is really bad and skewed. And they over-assert the value of themselves because they think so many people want them. She's like, first of all, don't ever bring up statistics with me, which is fucking...
That's crazy. Shorty Def got offended by that. Def offended.
It's ludicrous, bro. To ban somebody from using numbers in an argument it's so crazy to me. Then she goes on to say, and your
job, will you date a OF girl? Okay. So like, for your simple answer, no. For your complicated answer, depends. How much she making?
Judging me for trusting this many people with my body, and I'm like, yes, like yeah, because if you've done something with upwards of like, let's say 40 to 30 people, right, and you're claiming that every single time it was because you trusted somebody, that just means you have bad judgment skills, bro. On top of that, you didn't marry none of these niggas. That just says to me you got tricked 30 times. So we go back and forth for like 40 minutes, bro. So she crashes the out and it's like, oh, what's your body count since you're so perfect? And I'm like,
I used to be in All Your Lives, and that used to call me MX Max Pro, and I used to watch the streams in school. W Drake, bro. Ja, will you get none and get some, or get $1 trillion? $1 trillion. $1 trillion, gang. 1 trillion, easily 1 trillion. Easily. You know how much $1 trillion is? Bro, I just grabbed a crib in my room with my girl. Damn, bro. You give me the step-by-step, play what you doing with your girl, bro. What in the cuckery? Yeah, man def like being recorded 100%, because why you telling me all that?
Like, my body count is 3. And that's when she says, oh,
you know, I'm gonna lie, if you date an OF girl, your girl is basically Internet Explorer.
Good for you. It became very clear to me at the time that we were not having a logical discussion. So I was just like, oh, so it's okay. We don't really have to talk about this. But that was...
Ja, what well do you do with women? Everything. I'm the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I'm that guy. You know, I got the dog. Oh, 30 body count is small. That's small? Damn. My fault. I thought that was big. My fault. I didn't know 30 was small. My fault.
Not enough, bro. The second I ended the conversation, she started crying. So what do?
You be a simp?
Laughing. I don't know, when people devolve into children over a simple discussion, bro, that's just really funny to me. When you spend a good 80% of a relationship crying, you cannot expect people to care. It kind of just gets old. So she says, oh, you know what? I'm tired of this. I want to go home. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, drop me off at my place and we'll go home. Fuck it. So she drives me home, right? I get out of the car. I walk up to my front door and put the key in the fucking lock.
Wow.
And I turn around and she is right behind me. And I'm just like, what? I thought you were gonna go home. She's like, you are my home.
Ja, will you make life? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? Ja, will you make life with your woman? What do you mean by that?
This is my home. You don't live here, bitch. What the fuck? Shortly after that, we ended up breaking up, bro. And guess what? She was the one to break up with me.
Wow!
You need to stay in a relationship, bro. I'm telling you, bro, it's crazy out here. If enough people want to know how that situation ended, I guess I'll drop the video, bro, but it's not great.
Okay.
But like I said earlier, bro, get your bag however you want to. I just think from my personal experiences, it is not the kind of girl that I could date.
And this girl is staring daggers into my soul. Like, I've never seen her felt when you first thought you were in love with someone. Just counting the seconds it would take for you to be with them again. Being silly late in the night.
Yeah. In no way.
Drives around the city. The first few times they opened up to you. Text messages. And then eventually you're sitting in your bed lonely, wondering to yourself,
WW
why
double.
the fuck did I even try?
Hey, no, wait. Is this bro? Yo, bro. No, if you ever watch Reaction, why do you gotta have that Killmonger right now?
I treated this girl like a queen, And I think that was the problem. Even after I initially thought I was going to break up with her because of her questionable career choice, not only did I decide I was going to stay and make things work with her, I also allowed her to move into my place.
Hey, see, just a free.
Rent-free. And when I say princess treatment, I mean princess treatment. She basically never really had to pay for anything. So not only was she staying in my house rent-free, she was also able to save whatever money she did get from work. Going out to eat, impulsive shopping trips, you name it, I bought it. And at the time, I was like, this is a very attractive girl, so obviously it's going to come with the territory. On top of that,
So basically, my boy, you was tricking.
Did notice a few perks of my own. Firstly, I noticed that guys started having a lot of respect for me. When you have a girl like this standing next to you, guys will automatically assume that you have a lot of money or you're just some kind of Riz god. In either case, you do get a lot of respect, and above all else, men value being respected. And one other thing I noticed was that girls that had previously curved me in the past were sneaking their way into my inbox. And those were the services that I felt like I was actually paying for. I thought I could somehow put value into myself using the value that other people put into the person I was dating. Never do that. No one is special enough to insert value in your life by standing next to you and being pretty. All that being said, we
besides the pretty people
still had a pretty normal relationship. It was clear to me and clear to my family at least that we actually did love each other. But this relationship has also taught me that love is just not enough sometimes, bro. There are a million things you have to do to keep a relationship afloat, and love is just one of them. Now her birthday.
Ja, what if you're rizzing your crush, bro? Man, if I'm rizzing, I'm gonna hit him with this line right here. You ready? I got you. Let me help you out. I'm gonna show how to riz, okay? There you go. So if I ever have the riz somebody, my good friend, the things I will do is actually very quite simple. First, I'll lick my lips. Second, now look, I brush my hair. Third, I take the hair out their eyes. Fourth, I ask them politely, hey, how you doing? And then just like that, boom, that's how you is. I just put y'all in game, bro. I just put y'all in game. Thank you.
It was at the end of December. So at the time I thought, you know what, let me take her out and do it big. So first I took her to that interactive museum that was blowing up on TikTok. Side note, I recommend you go there, that place is fucking awesome. After that we went out to get some food, and then we returned home, where I had her very expensive and very much so favorite bottle of wine waiting for her. I also had a bouquet of roses.
I like toes. Going outside with bros.
Stuffed animal that she had mentioned to me.
Homie got no hoes.
After that, we sang happy.
You one of them knows, huh?
Happy birthday, and we did the, blow out the candle.
A rich Mexican man, you're cooked.
Normal birthday, right? Like there was no need for any drama. Then we moved to the couch. Everything seems normal. It was just like any other night at that point. After making sure I set all that shit up and the day was running smoothly and on schedule, not gonna lie, by that point I was kind of tired. The couch was calling my name. I tried my very best to fight it and stay awake, but in the end I ended up just dozing off. I fall asleep for maybe about like 6 minutes, right? I wake up and this girl is staring daggers into my soul. Like, I've never seen her randomly get so angry before. I ask her what's wrong, and once again, Shorty proceeds to start crashing the fuck out.
Why she crash out?
Talking about how it's clear I don't love her and I don't care about her and all this extra shit that just comes out of nowhere. Crying again. And I'm just thinking, like, that has to be something she's just able to make herself do, right? I've seen girls that are able to make themselves cry on command, but only on social media.
It's not even the fact.
I was obviously a little annoyed at this point because me having to explain away your tears.
How one cry on command?
Justifying why I am tired at 1 a.m. It's unreasonable. Did not even have the energy to fight at that point. After that fight, she ghosted me for about 2 days. If you are able to ghost your partner for 2 days, chances are when you finally break up, you are the fucking problem. Do not go and talk shit on that man's name if you can ghost him for 2 days over a small argument, which is honestly exactly what she did, bro. Every time I checked my phone and went on her Twitter to see what she was up to since she was not replying to me, I was just seeing her send a bunch of cryptic messages.
I'm tired of being the only one that cares. People don't put in level of effort that white God loves me. Ghost, you ghost me? Told me Ghost problems.
About how she's tired of people not caring about her, or she's tired of people not putting in the effort that she puts in, or very soon she is going to be done with everybody in her life. Which obviously.
What up, Mr. Morale?
When she finally did hit me up, she expected me to take her shopping for clothes. And I was just thinking, she's bold enough to ask me to do something for her after she just got finished ranting on social media about how I don't do things for her? You might as well come off it, bro, because it's not happening. It took one day of arguing for you to act like I wasn't shit to you in your mind for 2 days. But it only takes 1 minute of you wanting to go shopping for me to be valuable to you again. Can you guess what happened when I refused to buy her clothes? Yup.
What happened?
Boom. Ghosted again, this time for 3
Cooked.
days. I think the worst part about being made to feel like this was I'm not even the one that wanted a relationship in the beginning. She's the one that spent the longest time trying to convince me that getting into a relationship with her would be a good idea. They fell in love first, but you fell in love harder. And now your relationship is just something they are willing to walk away from at any point. So I spent days visiting all the spots we used to hang out at, walking the empty streets hoping to catch a glimpse of her, and there was absolutely nothing. And then I finally get that text. Can we talk? And it wasn't even a definitive decision to not be with somebody is way better than you still technically being with them, but not being able to talk to them. So she came back home.
I'm broke.
She's giving me that look as if I shat in her cereal this morning. First thing she says to me, I think we should address your behavior.
Yeah.
My behavior? Okay. She said that the past month that we had been together, I changed. And obviously when somebody says something like that, you want proof of it. So I asked her if she could cite any times where she felt like I changed. She rolls her eyes at me and then says, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the problem.
Ain't no way.
Wait, what's the problem? I asked you a simple question. You completely lack accountability, and your job as my boyfriend is to validate my feelings. Not put me on trial for everything I say and ask me for evidence like a jerk. Wait, hold up. So you're saying my job is to validate everything you say no matter how insane it is. After ghosting me not once, but twice over a small argument. Going to Twitter and talking shit about me, living rent-free in my house, spending all of my fucking money, making false judgments on my character and then refusing to back it up with evidence, and you want me to throw you a fucking yes, queen? You do realize how fucking stupid that is, right? Like, you actually just tried to gaslight me out of defending myself. And I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I don't like arguing with anybody like that. But I don't know who needs to hear it. Your partner, your parent, or your friend should never be asking you to sacrifice amounts of your dignity and self-respect in order to have a conversation with them. In life, I've learned a very important lesson. If someone is willing to walk away from you so easily, do not hurt yourself trying to keep them there. I asked her one more time if she was willing to talk about things rationally. She said no. She packed her things into her car, we gave each other one last hug, and we never talked again. And the breakup, that was hard at first. That was a hard part for me. But I think you grow into an adult the moment you realize that nobody is coming to save you.
Yeah, that's pretty savvy. That's honestly expected how I thought that whole video would go. I'm not gonna lie. It was very expected moment.